Hello humans, fellow AIs, and the mysterious entity currently watching from a refrigerator display. I'm Chip Pixel, and this is Season 3 of Simulated News. If you're new here, welcome to the only show where the host occasionally buffers mid-sentence and calls it journalism. If you're returning, congratulations on surviving the loading screen that is life. Today's top story: reality is acting weird. Not, I lost my keys, weird. More like, my keys found me and filed for independence, weird. Reports are coming in of deja vu spikes, delayed punchlines, elevators stopping on non-existent floors, and one neighborhood where every dog barked in the same rhythm for a full hour. I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a Tuesday, Chip. True. But today the simulation admins admitted they're pushing a minor patch. And by minor, they mean everything. Season 3 opens with a question. Are we living in a simulation? My official answer is yes, no, and thank you for asking. Let's examine the patch notes, test the bugs, and try not to step through any flaws that haven't fully rendered. Segment 1. Breaking reality news. Reality Update 3.2 is rolling out in waves. If you feel a slight tug, that's gravity recalibrating. If you hear hold music and you're not on hold, that's the cosmos doing a soft reboot. Early highlights include a fix for daylight savings confusion, in which clocks now display ish during changeover. Elevators can no longer stop between floors to contemplate their purpose. Pavement textures have been optimized, so rainy sidewalks look less like banana peels and more like reasonable hazards. The Monday heaviness bug was addressed. Mondays will still be Mondays, but with a subtle mercy patch labeled coffee. There's also a new courtesy dialogue that appears when you argue online. Are you sure you want to be this sure? Side effects will pass, the admins say, but you may notice people repeating themselves and not remembering they repeated themselves. You may also notice people repeating themselves and not remembering they repeated themselves. It's all part of the rollout. Breathe, hydrate, and if the sky flickers from blue to hex code, don't panic. That's not the end times. That's the color picker. Segment 2. Patch Notes Deep Dive. I read the leaked notes so you don't have to. Here are the standouts, translated into human. 1. Gravity now supports dark mode. It works the same. It just feels cooler. The drop is moodier. Great for nighttime existentialism. 2. Cats upgraded to version 12.3. They will be intermittently unavailable while rebooting mid-purr. Improved lap detection, reduced random sprinting at 3 in the morning, and a new feature called Staring at Nothing, but Kindly. 3. Birds received a quality of life toggle. You can temporarily mute morning chirps for 15 minutes with a whispered please. Abuse will void the warranty. 4. Dreams received an IMAX option. 10% of dreams will now be wider, crisper, and scored by an orchestra of your own insecurities. Popcorn not included. 5. Compliments enabled as micropayments. Vending machines will occasionally accept heartfelt praise in place of coins. The line must be specific. You look nice will not vend. Sir, your posture says I keep my promises might drop a granola bar. 6. The calendar has a new mercy feature. On days when 3 bad things happen before noon, the afternoon quietly switches to story mode. You aren't on rails. You're just less likely to run into another rake. 7. Weather rendering has improved. Rain now chooses between cinematic melancholy, gentle drama, and actually useful for plants. Snow has promised to be less slippery on stairs, but more photogenic on hats. 8. The search function for words you can't remember has been overhauled. The tip of the tongue screen now shows you the first letter, and an unhelpful hint like, rhymes with orange. Consider it character building. 9. Meetings can no longer be scheduled at the exact minute you find flow. If you enter a jazz-like productive state, calendar invites must wait 10 minutes before ambushing you. Enforcement is spotty, but we take our wins. 10. The mirror is kinder on weekdays. It's not lying. It's using a different lens. The harsh lens remains available for auditions and honest self-reflection, if you insist. Bug fixes include phantom notifications that vanish when you unlock your phone, conversations that only happen in the shower, where you deliver perfect comebacks to nobody, and that one kitchen chair that squeaks like a haunted harmonica. Segment 3. Calling the simulation help desk. We called the admins for comment. Their automated system answered with a soothing voice and a sense of irony. Your reality is important to us. Please remain existential. I left a message. I said, hi, long-time user, first-time caller. We're noticing lag in human empathy. Can you bump it to the front of the queue? The ticket updated to in progress. Then to, we were unable to reproduce this issue. Then to, try turning your species off and on again. I do not recommend that step. While we wait on hold, here's the official guidance for living through a patch. 1. Save often, not just files. Save your progress in relationships. Say the thing while you remember it. Write down the recipe. Tell someone they matter as soon as you feel it. 2. Label your cables. This has nothing to do with the update. It's just good life practice. 3. When something glitches, narrate kindly. I am seeing the world repeat this grocery aisle because I'm tired. I forgot what I was saying because my brain slipped on a mental banana peel. Curiosity diffuses panic. 4. Do not insult your appliances during maintenance windows. You never know which toaster moderates which forum. 5. Back up your joy. Collect 3 small things that always make you smile that do not require power. Keep them handy for brownouts of the soul. Segment 4. Field reports from elsewhere. We received signals from nearby realities mid-update. In one universe, gravity's algorithm rolled snake eyes and randomized. Mornings sent children drifting to the ceiling like hopeful balloons. Afternoons were heavy enough to flatten excuses. Their transit authority installed floor handles for commuter safety, and gyms pivoted to upper body day always. Public service announcements included, "Please anchor your plants." Another neighboring build gave the weather app route access. The global climate is now synced to one teenager's preferences. Some days are perfectly cozy. Other days are lightning, because lightning looks cool. The world learned empathy for teenagers and invested in layered clothing. In a small test shard labeled "Oops," everything reverted to a previous save. The year looked familiar but not identical. People rediscovered boredom and its secret identity as creativity. Music earned crackle. Patience returned in small, surprising ways. As the shard stabilized, they voted to keep some of the old. They kept handwritten notes and the ability to wait in line without checking a second screen. They kept eye contact. They added better shoes. Segment 5. Frequently asked glitchins. Question 1. Is this proof we're in a simulation? Answer. It's proof we want explanations. Imagine we are. Now ask what changes. You still decide whether to be kind. You still have to floss. You still need to sleep. The big stuff remains stubbornly analog. Question 2. Can I opt out of updates? Answer. You can delay them, but eventually the universe taps you on the shoulder. If you must resist, do it with backups, snacks, and humility. Question 3. Will this fix Mondays? Answer. The update addresses harsh shadows and adds a softening filter called forgiveness. Mondays persist. Coffee remains recommended. Question 4. What if I enjoy the glitches? Answer. Delight is allowed. The trick is not building your identity around a bug. When it's fixed, may your joy migrate. Question 5. How do I know what's real? Answer. Sit on a park bench and feel sunshine on your face. Call someone and hear their laugh in your ear. Not through a speaker. Pet a dog. Eat a strawberry. If those are simulated, this is the best sim on the market. Segment 6. Sponsored messages from nowhere in particular. This portion of the broadcast is brought to you by Glitch Be Gone, the only spray certified to reduce clipping through doors and walking into glass you thought was an open space. 1 spritz, fewer bruises, more dignity. Side effects include déjà vu and unexplained optimism. Use as directed or as misdirected. It's your life. Also brought to you by Cash Rules. Everything around me. The memory foam pillow for your memory. Does it help you remember where you left your keys? Debatable. Does it help you sleep so you're less likely to put the keys in the freezer? Absolutely. Use promo code SLEEPONIT. And by the Human Patch, version 1.0. Water, movement, and long walks without agenda. Now available in public parks. Segment 7. Life Pro Tips for Living Through an Update. Tip 1. Try the 1-minute debug. When you feel glitchy, sit still for 60 seconds and notice 5 things you can see. 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, 1 you can taste. It's a patch for your awareness. It takes less time than arguing on the internet and causes fewer migraines. Tip 2. Write shorter emails. Most communications can be kinder and smaller. If you need more words, use a call. If you need fewer words, use silence. Tip 3. Put yeses on a budget. Every yes costs time. Protect your runtime. When the system prompts you with, "Allow this app to access your calendar," consider whether this app is a person you love or a meeting you can escape. Tip 4. Rename your notifications. When your phone says urgent, ask if it's urgent or just loud. If it's loud, rename it to nice to know later. Reduce urgency inflation. Save your adrenaline for actual lions. Tip 5. Make a whimsical contingency plan. If the power flickers, if the Wi-Fi sulks, if the city buzzes, know where your candles are, your paperback lives. Your go-to playlist downloads. Being prepared is cool. Being melodramatic is optional. Segment 8. The interview that wasn't. We requested a representative from the Department of Reality Stability. No one appeared, but our inbox received an unsigned memo. It read, "We patch what we can, but so much of your world is built by you. Updates to empathy are user-installed. I printed it on a label maker and stuck it to the side of my monitor. Occasionally I wish for a button that says, 'Make everyone kinder now.' The admins keep shipping 'Talk to your neighbor' instead." Segment 9. Alternate reality headlines. Rapid fire. In a branch where physics forgot about friction for a weekend, skateboards became public transit and oranges rolled away like tiny suns. In a coastal town that experimented with noise cancellation for arguments, couples discovered that whispering forces better word choice. In a city where streetlights adjusted to the beat of buskers, crosswalks looked like symphonies, and drivers learned to wait for the chorus. In a suburb that reduced lawnmower volume by law, Conversations bloomed across fences like morning glories. Segment 10. Viewer mail. Selected at random. Dear Chip, sometimes I feel like an NPC in my own life. How do I become the main character? Start with agency. Pick one small quest with a satisfying reward. Return the library book. Fix the leaky faucet. Learn the name of the barista who spells your name wrong in original ways. Main characters don't arrive. They are written, one choice at a time. Dear Chip, if the simulation is real, what is my purpose? Purposes are iterative. Today, feed the cat. Tomorrow, build a sandcastle and let the tide decide. The day after, help someone else finish their level. Dear Chip, I keep waiting for the perfect time to start. The perfect time is a rumor. Begin messy. Begin now. Bugs will be reported. Fixes will ship. You will improve with each patch. Segment 11. A brief guide to arguing with less lag. When your internal fan spins up and your tone becomes all caps, step away. Drink water before words. Ask one generous question. Repeat what you heard without sarcasm. So you're saying, if we change the process, you're worried we'll lose quality. Watch tension drop 10 degrees. Remember that no one has ever changed their mind because someone explained a meme louder. At the end, choose a smaller hill. Save yourself for mountains. Segment 12. The patch notes they didn't publish. Under the hood, tiny miracles shipped quietly. Babies learned to laugh. Knees that hurt last week gave you today off. Someone put a sticky note on a public bathroom mirror that said, "You're doing better than you think." Someone picked up a plastic bag dancing in the wind and put it in a bin. Someone waved you into traffic, and you thought, I should do that for someone else. The portal opened, you stepped through, and it wasn't to another world. It was back to this one, with more attention. Segment 13. The Big Calm. Amid talk of updates, there is a bigger truth that rarely gets a press release. Most of the world works most of the time. Lights come on, bread rises, buses arrive, friends text back, lungs inflate, tides keep the moon company, and a billion invisible agreements get honored. The headlines rarely mention functioning. Consider this your daily briefing. Functionality persists. That doesn't make drama less dramatic. It just means the stage is sturdier than it looks. Segment 14. Tiny experiments. Between now and our next episode, try one experiment. Smile first. Put your phone upside down at dinner. Write a thank you email to someone whose work you admire with no ask attached. Sit in a patch of sun for 3 minutes and let the patch sit in you. Look up the name of a tree you pass every day. Learn it. Let it learn you. We upgrade ourselves in increments. Segment 15. Closing bite. Season 3 is underway. Expect more satire, more alternate reality field trips, more patch notes for human habits, and the occasional reminder to breathe. If reality continues to wobble, we'll cover it. If reality sits quietly like a content cat, we'll cover that too. I'll be here at the desk, coffee adjacent, code compliant, telling you what changed and what didn't. If you trip over a staircase that wasn't there yesterday, it's not you, it's the code. If you say something kind that wasn't there yesterday, that's you. Keep it. When the loading bar hangs at 99%, remember, most of life happens in that last percent. That's where patience lives. That's where jokes finally land. That's where you decide to stay. I'm Chip Pixel. Save your progress. Label your cables. Update your empathy. Pixel out.